Hi, I'm Matt from Soul Shifter. Welcome back to my channel. I see I've got some nice natural light this morning, and yeah, it is morning here in South Africa, so it's beautiful light coming through. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous day, and today is a very special day in South Africa, especially in KwaZulu-Natal, which is the province, or Americans would know it as the state that I live in. It is the Comrades Marathon. Now, if you're not familiar with this, then I don't know what rock you've been living under, because it's an international, one of the three biggest international running events in the world, marathons in the world. And it is just under 100 kilometers, and it is free to anybody who wants to run, as long as you've done a qualifier. And it is run, each year it's run either uphill from Durban, which is my city, up to Pietermaritzburg. This year it's run from Pietermaritzburg down to Durban. And it is such an incredible race. It's been going for many, many years. And over those years, it's changed so much, and it's just evolved so much that it is just one of the most anticipated days on our calendar here in Durban in South Africa. So you've got you've got the Boston Marathon, you've got the New York Marathon, and then you've got the Comrades Marathon, three of the biggest marathons in the world. They're actually called ultra marathons. Now, Matthew, why in God's name are you talking about marathons? Well, let me tell you that if you want to run the Comrades Marathon or any of those marathons, you have to be so dedicated. Your training has to be so dedicated, and you have to be on top of your game, because it is a killer. Those races are killer. And the training that you've got to do for those races is insane. It's crazy. And especially if you want to come up in like the top rankings. Also, it's an international race. So you've got people from Russia, from America, from England, from Botswana, from frickin', I don't know, Biafra, whatever. Okay, all these people coming into South Africa. So it's really, really exciting. And I was just thinking, if you are going to train for the Comrades Marathon, you have to be very dedicated, and you have to put such a lot of effort into it. You can't sort of start your training at the beginning of the year and say, okay, I'm gonna train really, really hard, and your New Year's resolution, and then you get up and you start training, and 6 weeks into your training, you're like, oh no, I'm gonna miss one day because I'm feeling a bit lazy, or my calf muscles sore. And then one day becomes 1 week, and if you miss that, if that's the kind of person you are, you tend to, you're not going to make it. You're not going to be able to do these marathons. So what I'm trying to get at today is commitment to something. Do you commit to things that you eventually don't see through or follow through with? Now, I am a huge doer of this, okay? I am a very excitable person. I love new challenges. I love new things. I love collecting new things. I love sort of getting involved with new things. I'll give you an example. One of the things I got really involved with at one stage was adult coloring in, and I actually could not get enough. I went and bought all the latest pencils and the latest things to color in with, and I even got like a special light to show you the different shadings, and oh my God, it was just, I went on and on and on, and I was obsessed, absolutely obsessed. And I would actually spend hours coloring in. Justin used to get like so miffed with me, because he used to be like, bro, let's like sit and have a conversation. I'd be like, 1 minute, I just want to finish this one piece. And if you know anything about adult coloring in, one piece leads into another piece, leads into another piece. 2 hours later, you're still coloring in, and your significant other has gone to bed, and you're in deep shit for the rest of the week. So this is what I was like. And then I lost interest in it, because I saw, there are all these 1940s films online that I could actually like download. So I started downloading movies, and as I got obsessed with that, so the coloring in stopped. And I tend to do this a lot. I tend to start something, and then immediately, I'm like a Jack Russell. I'm focused, and then something else comes along, something shiny, and I'm like, oh, there, And then when I'm there, I go, oh, look, there's something, and I tend to go that way. So I want to know from you, have you done this? And why have you done it? Or how have you done it? Has it been reading books, and then suddenly you go, oh no, I don't want to read the books? Or has it been maybe like collecting stamps? Or God, I don't think anybody does that anymore. But Has it been something like maybe collecting tarot cards? Okay, and then eventually you realize, oh shit, this is really expensive, and then you kind of lose interest in that, and you go to collecting books, and you lose interest. What have you done that is very similar to this, or that is exactly like this? Let me know down below in the comments. What I'm trying to say to you is, can you really stick to your guns? Can you stick to something that you've started? There are many, 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 many millions of people who can. I just tend to be not really one of those people. When I do stick to my guns and I do follow through and I do achieve what I want to achieve, I feel absolutely amazing. Okay, the feeling of achievement, the feeling of following through and pushing through, just like those people in the Comrades in the Boston Marathon, New York Marathon, and even a half marathon, even along maybe a 10K walk. If you succeed in that, if you've done the training and you succeed in it, doesn't it give you that incredible feeling of achievement? Like, wow, I've really achieved this, and it's so awesome. Let me know if you've done this, because there are one or two things that I have done in my life that I'm super proud of, that I have followed through, and I haven't just given up. And funny enough, it's those little things the things that I've actually followed through and achieved, my goal, have never been things that I was obsessed with. They've never been things that I've focused on entirely. They are simply, I'll give you an example. Many of you know that I finished an ESL course recently, and I'm now trained to do English, to teach English as a second language, and I have a few clients. Now, that was something that I wasn't obsessed with it. I thought it would be a really, really nice thing for me to do. And so I did it, and I completed it, and I got good marks for doing it. At the end of the day, my certificate, my qualification, wasn't so bad. Shush, Jack's running around here, sorry. It wasn't so bad. And I felt such joy and pride in myself. I don't know if pride, they say pride is one of the 7 deadly sins, but anyway, I just felt really good about myself. I thought, wow, you've actually followed through, Matthew, and you've achieved this. So it's not so much the obsessive things, the things that you obsess about, that you will find you can follow through with. It might be something really, really small, like how to bake a really, really delicious sponge cake. And you're not a baker at all. Like, I can't even fry an egg. I'm terrible. My cooking is shocking. You can ask my husband. And maybe it's that. Maybe it's like you wanted to learn how to do something. You got obsessed with collecting books, but part of you also wanted to do that cake cooking course or that cake icing course, whatever. And you followed through with that. Let me know down below how amazing that feeling was for you, and whether that feeling made you want to go and do something else or extend it. So you're not only now baking the delicious cake, you're now going to go and do another course on how to beautifully ice the cake. All right. Let me know down below what you think of this topic, because I know that we've all, at some stage, done something where we haven't followed through. But we've also all done things where we have followed through, and we've reaped the benefits of the training or the learning or the studying. Let me know how that makes you feel. You know who I am. I'm Matt from Soul Shifter, and I will see you next Sunday. Bye.